Hello, all the future officers. Myself Drishti Goyal, and I am back with yet another session of SSB Crack Talks. So today's interview is going to be very interesting, and I am telling you it is going to be very knowledgeable. So please listen to it till the end. As today we are going to talk with one such candidate who, after failing 7 times, that is in 7 SSB attempts, he didn't give up, accepted that something is wrong with him, tried to introspect, improved in himself, and with right strategies and planning, went for his 8th attempt and finally got recommended from 2nd AFSB Mysore. So let us welcome Mr. Bhanu Prakash and let us know how he is prepared and what small details he has put in his preparation that lead him to the success, and is going to join AFA, that is Indian Airforce Academy, Hyderabad very soon, and is got recommended and merit in logistics branch in Indian Air Force. So let us welcome him and listen to his journey of failures and finally the success from his own words. Hi Bhanu, how are you?
Hello, madam. I'm good. How are you?
Yeah, I'm also very good. Can you please tell us something about yourself? And before that, many congratulations that you have made into AFA, and now you will be joining within 4-5 days, I guess, right?
Yes, ma'am. And on 7th, I'm leaving on 7th.
Yeah. So please tell us something about yourself.
Hello, I'm Bhanu Prakash. I come from Salem, Tamil Nadu. I've completed my graduation in BSc Physics from PhD College, Coimbatore. I have worked in education sector, being a science faculty and also being a science tutor in various institutions. I've also prepared for civil services to improve my general studies. Luckily, I've also written civil services mains, which have thoroughly helped me in improving my knowledge for lecture 8 and all the other group discussions, which has always been a cakewalk for me. And defense, I have also always aspired to fly, but unfortunately, I have passed the age to fly, so I am here with the ground duty with the Air Force. I have attended Army SSBs 5 times and AFCAT SSBs 3 times. Also, I should say it's been quite an extensive experience analyzing from a micro level to a team level. And now that we have cracked it, I can give you some brief idea of how to be done, at least from my perspective.
Right. Okay. So how was the reaction of your parents and your friends when you told them that yes, finally you have got recommended after so many years of hard work? Like you told me you have started it in 2019, right? And now it's been already 3 years. So how was the reaction and how were you felt like at that time when you got recommended?
Okay. My friends always have a code signal. If I don't text in WhatsApp or I don't get online in WhatsApp till 1 o'clock, something is going to happen. That was the code word. Also, used to call my parents after every conference out. It's like they're very supportive and they always say something good is again coming up. Never to worry. So, my father and mother have both played a great role in bringing this up. The not letting the fire down, they have been a very good fuel. They both. Also, my friends. So, my friends are those people who there are close to 6 people who studied with me from LKG. So from kindergarten, they are with me, and they're still with me. So those are the people who I call and tell that I got conferenced out or I got screened out. So they understood, and luckily, April 29th was the day I got recommended. It was my mother and father's 30th marriage anniversary. So it's a special date altogether, and they were very happy, and they were at the temple. So they were very thankful to God, the Almighty, and the special day was like more special. Otherwise, they were already happy and jumping out, and it's a good day overall.
Okay, so as you have told me that you have been selected for non-technical ground duty and that too logistics branch, right?
Yeah.
Can you tell us something about different branches of Air Force and actually which was your preference?
Okay, initially when I started AFCAT, flying was my first preference. Even with the army, I had the idea that if I get recommended in academy, I will jump to army aviation. So the preference went on like that. And since I'm graduated from BSc Physics, you can select only administration, logistics, and flying. So that have been the preference. After the age bar, I was going with admin and logistics, admin and logistics. So that was how the preference has been put up in the AFCAT entry. And with respect to other branches, engineers have very good scope. So people who are doing engineering, please do it sincerely. Study, be a true engineer. Just for name's sake, don't fill up the papers, get the degree and come out. Because in my college, I won't say that I have studied very excellently. So that is one regret I have now. My message to everyone who will watch this or who will read this someday, that if you're doing your college, do it outright sincerely, like you do your boards, and study very nicely. So engineers have a very good scope here. We have two engineering branches, AEL and AEM. Education is there. One is education for people completing masters, logistics and administration. But currently, as heard from the people of the academy, administration, generally no one is getting general administration. It's also being tuned towards technical side with the introduction of new branch weapon system. Now
Right.
even in administration, people are getting into air traffic control or fighter controller, which to greater extent is insidely technical, not non-technical. Only logistics is one branch, and accounts where you have purely non-technical work.
Okay. You have told it in a very like a good manner that people who are looking into this AFCAT thing for the very first time, they'll understand. Okay, can you tell me what was the cutoff and what was your marks in the returns of AFCAT? And as you have cleared AFCAT thrice, CDS 5 times, so you know about this crusk of clearing these written exams. So can you like highlight some points over that as
Okay, for both CDS and AFCAT, everything is to plan first perfectly. The first planning should be, this is not a procedure of selection, this is a procedure of rejection. So there are many people, it's like tea filter, chai ki patti hai, they are putting out, the many people will stay there and only the good ones will go down. So you have to write the questions only if you know, because in my stronger areas, I used to spend only out of the 25 questions, 10 to 15 minutes. And in weaker
well?
areas, I will give more time. That to just to see whether I should write this question or not. Not that I will try. There is one great misconception about at least AFCAT. People will say,
Right.
do 90 plus questions. Definitely,
Hmm.
somehow you will clear because it is a 3:1 ratio. As friends, please don't do that. Okay, that's really not the way. Though I have cleared AFCAT 3 times, I've also failed AFCAT 3 times, and it's been really painful because I failed from 1 marks all the 3 times. Whatever be the cutoff, I failed from 1 mark only. And this time, the one AFCAT 2022 had a cutoff of 156, 157. My mark was 175, and all the 3 times also the cutoff has been around 150 to 157. My marks have been hovering around 174 to 178.
Okay. So basically, returns have a very good weightage there, right? And when you're appearing for it, be very sincere with it.
Yeah, yeah. But if you want to get permanent services, permanent commission, please make sure you're going through 200 plus. Because my friends who scored, because in last AFCAT, before this, those who are in 200 bracket, everyone is in PC right now in academy.
All right. So if you want to get at a good place into permanent commission, you need to have a very good score, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Now we'll come to your SSB part. Okay. As you yourself said that you have cleared written 8 times and you have been to SSBs 8 times to different boards, to different entries, and you made it finally in your eighth attempt. What do you think was not going right in your like journey till now? Like you were 2 times screened out, you were 5 times conference out. तो कहाँ like problem लग रहा था और कैसे आपने फिर उसको काम किया?
Okay. So first I'll come to screen out because I have introspected my screen outs very thoroughly.
Okay.
To many other aspirants also, when I tell them to introspect their screen outs, they really don't listen. They will say they have done everything correct, but they still got screened out. And some people did very bad and they still got screened in. Definitely no. Please believe it. Till you get selected or till you reach a level, you will definitely think that this procedure is biased. But when you get selected and then you introspect yourself, you will understand that you have done things very partially and logically. That's why you have got selected or recommended. So that is how things are. In the screen out, I will easily tell you that screen out is about real perception. When you're starting your 2 to 3 lines in the narration, he will understand that you have perceived something original, you are here mentally, physically, and then you have written the story. If you try to do anything extra than perceiving what is being given, you are definitely getting screened out, and that is how I got screened out 2 times. I wrote many things extra which were not given in the picture and which were absolutely unnecessary. And the attempts were number first and number sixth. So previous to that, I had got screened in 4 times, and then after fifth time, I got screened out again due to slight carelessness in the perceiving section. So never ever do it. Attend all your SSBs at least in the stage one like a fresher with the utmost sincerity. Don't think I have been screened in for 5 times as some big shot. Nothing like that. You will get screened out any number of times. And about
Right.
conferences, about 8 attempts is, I should say, when everything favors, things work out your way. To me, most important with respect to defense forces is the team, because my previous last 3 experiences has been very bad with the team, and team is not something which is going on in the room. In AFCAT, as you will be very aware, that they put you in a separate. The team is put in a separate room. Separate room. So
Yeah.
so they put in a separate room to glue up nicely. Believe me, friends, whatever is happening there, it's not at all glowing. It's not at all people's original face. And when you go to the testing area, things are very different.
Mm-hmm.
So you gluing there and thinking that you have led and people are listening to you is totally, uh, I should say, utopia.
Okay.
You should work on the field, on the spot. Only two things are there with respect to the team. You should be able to listen. You should be able to suggest, not order. You should be able to suggest. People should accept. People are suggesting. You should immediately accept. Don't think the person giving the solution is right or wrong. Don't try to
Hmm.
immediately cut and start improvising. जस्ट वो कुछ बोल रहा है जीटीओ में, एग्जाम्पल जीटीओ में कुछ बोल रहा है, उसकी सुन लो, वो करके दिखा दो उसको। जीटीओ तुमको देख रहा है, वो उसको उसका सोल्यूशन करके दिखा दो। नहीं होगा तो बोलो, अरे नंबर 8 दिस इज नॉट हैपनिंग, टेल मी सम अदर आइडिया। दिस शोज योर स्पोर्ट्समैनशिप। और यू कैन टेल, डू यू हैव एनी आइडिया? इफ नॉट, आई हैव वन मोर आइडिया, शैल आई ट्राई? If you do it this way, the team stands, and when the team stands, definitely your chances get increased, amplified by into 10 times. In my six conferences,
Mm-hmm.
except 2 times, every time a serial number next or before me gets recommended.
Okay.
So the 2 times when no one got recommended, the entire batch was washout batch, and the teammates were so bad that the GTO had utter disregard for the batch. He won't. You can just notice through your corner eye that he's not even opening his file open. He's just given the instruction and letting people do whatever they want. Just going to the next event, narrating his standard thing, and then going to the next event. It's clearly observable. So your team is where you stand. That is your strength. And that is not
Right.
what is happening in the room, but what is happening in the field.
Hmm. So basically, be a team player, not try to be leader every time, right?
No, yeah, exactly.
And SSB is all about this team. I guess is about your team spirit, because ultimately in your service also you have to be working in the teams.
Taking the team along and going with the team is what matters in total about the forces at all. So
Right.
SSB is the same thing, a smaller replica, I should say.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. So as you were talking about the screening part, can you give a basic example of what type of picture was shown and how did you try to tackle that picture in such a way that you got screened in after that?
Okay. I
Hmm.
will give 2 examples. One for
Sure,
what
sure.
I got screened out and what I got screened in.
Definitely.
So first we'll go with the screen in.
Mm-hmm.
There was one very blurry picture in the Mysore in the last before attempt, and 2 persons were standing like a they are working some hard work, like semi-skilled work, and one person is doing some machinery work. It is clearly visible that that's a machine,
Okay.
because even if they blur the entire picture, even the assessor knows that something has to be shown through which the core theme of the picture would be built. So that machinery was the core theme in that picture.
Hmm.
The people who wrote around machinery or project, everyone got screened in.
Okay.
Even though they didn't narrate very nicely, but people who
Mm-hmm.
perceived it correctly as a machinery or a teamwork or people working on creating something, some hard machinery, be it a school project, college project, or an industrial project. People who perceived in these lines got screened in. People
Right.
who took it, there were people who were saying this is a college party being organized, because in
Okay.
their mind only thing there is fest को organize करना है. I met so many candidates who write and send me story of only fest being organized.
Basically,
So
that
avoid
is a preconceived idea, right? They have
ideas.
thought of it already कि कहीं पे भी भीड़ दिखेगी तो they have to make it a fest.
Exactly. So something like this, and many type of organizing. Some people built it as family, something organizing, some tour organizing, some painting organizing, some charity organizing. All those people got screened out. So the core theme in the getting screened in was perceiving the picture correctly and then building any story around it. So you have perceived that something is being built. School projects, you can perceive it as school student, college student, industrial student, startups, anything. And the picture which I got screened out, there was a classroom and a digital board. Clearly, people are sitting. It's visible. It's a clear picture. What I wrote was something is being planned in the classroom, and then they are going out and doing some social service with respect to what is being planned in the. It's a social science classroom. They
Right.
have planned some tribal welfare and what is this menstrual hygiene idea, because some female students were visible.
Okay.
So I directly took the route there. And some people, they narrated very averagely. Their idea was also very average. But what they wrote, that some classroom में activities happening, प्रोजेक्ट वर्क का एक्सप्लेन कर रहा है, सेमिनार ले रहा है, टीचर कुछ नया तरीका लाके पढ़ा रहा है, teachers are able, people are able to understand. Some student is preparing PPT. Simply one guy said student is preparing PPT and he completed it very successfully. He also got screened in. So
Right.
this is what the story of stage one is. Correctly perceive, yes, classroom में ही सब कुछ story अगर
Hmm.
surround करेगी, then you are screened in. You're doing something stupid and out of box, you're definitely getting screened out, no matter how nicely you have done.
Right. So basically, your story should be around the picture, and the picture should not be only the part of your story, right?
Yeah, this is being told by the assessor itself. That is why I told you, do what is told. That's all.
Told,
He'll
right?
tell you, just wind the story around the picture, past, present, and present, and what is happening in the picture.
Yeah.
So that is what we have to follow.
But we thought that what we have learned is more like good than what is being told actually, right?
Exactly.
Yeah. Also, what about this OIR? I guess OIR must be easy for you as you have already cleared AFCAT. But then also, can you highlight some of the key points to prepare for OIR?
Oh yeah, this SSB book itself was very helpful. And if you're a repeater, eventually you know you're getting OR sheet 53, 54, 74, 75, or 103, 105 in all
Definitely.
the SSB centers. So it is like a mind practice for me. I got 53, 54 like 3 times. I'll just mark it off in 10 minutes. I remember all the answers. I'll just finish and close and set. But if you want to practice more, the SSB OIR from your website was quite helpful when I was a fresher. I did 2 times. Almost the same type of questions got replicated in the SSB OIR. Now that they have the revised OIR,
Yeah.
it is almost similarly matching to what's being revised from the SSBCrack.
Okay. So basically, if they will be practicing those sets, they'll be able to crack this OIR, especially for the freshers, right?
Definitely, and getting 40 out of 50, getting 45 plus is a very good hope, because you might think it is not useful for screening, but anyhow,
Hmm.
when your recommendation file starts, your intelligence rating gets marked in all your files.
Right.
So that gives some sort of uh, overlook, because if immediately any officer looking, higher officer looking at your file, will directly look at the star on the top, not read, oh, person has done this, person has been topper in the academy. No, he'll directly first see the top right corner. So getting 1 star is very good.
Right. So
Yeah.
basically, he's talking about OIR rating, right? That you will be getting in your stage one, but it will be put on your PIQ form in stage two, and which
Yes,
will be
even after we
seen
get
by all of
recommended.
the right.
No, after we get recommended, I got a chance to see my file.
Okay.
One
How come?
sergeant, he was asking us to pin some files. So when we
Right.
turned back, the top right corner, the first page itself has your OIR rating.
Okay.
So please don't take it very lightly. OIR has nothing happened. I will do PPDT nicely. No, that runs throughout your service.
Yeah.
So please do it sincerely. It's my idea to all persons who don't know.
Hmm. So basically,
Yeah.
ये जो myth है कि OIR is not important, that should be broke up till now, right?
Yes,
By
through
now.
your institution, it's my request. Kindly in OIR books or whatever material you are giving, write it in the start, because I know many aspirants taking it too lightly.
Right.
Too lightly. They don't count OIR as a test.
Exactly. And also, I would like to add, if something has been conducted and so much time has been invested by the organization over that test, it means some weightage is definitely there. अगर आपको नहीं भी लग रहा है, तब भी please prepare and go for it, right?
Definitely. Even if you're not
Yeah,
believing me, please at least believe the institution.
definitely, definitely.
Yes.
Yeah, okay, now I'll talk about your stage two. And the first test which will be conducted in your stage two will be your psychology test. है ना? And many people I have heard saying, मेरी psychology अच्छी नहीं है. I cannot perform good in psychology. Something or the other is bad and they don't know how to analyze it. So what was your approach for psychology and how you changed it to improve yourself to get recommended in your final attempt?
Okay, I have records of my practice, old practice records I have. In that, through my last practice or the stories which I gave in the attempt which I got recommended, there is a difference of sky and earth.
Okay.
Okay. So basically, what I told for PPDT is the same thing for TAT. You have
Mm-hmm.
to perceive the picture in the what is being just given in the situation, and definitely you should know the assessor has given a core material or a
Yeah.
core person standing somewhere with some action. He will give good marks for that perception. So he will understand if you write through that perception, your TAT runs on that perception or that particular clue, he will definitely understand you are physically, mentally here and not bringing running the preconceived trains in your head. So that is the first thing about TAT. Any picture for that matter, you have to do it that way. You can show any example picture, and then you have to think of it. Don't try to create any negative things. If you're seeing just people walking on the road, just write the story around people walking on the road.
Mm.
I have met aspirants who send me stories. People are walking in the road. There is nothing shown. People are just walking on the road. A kid is just playing around. They will say the kid ran around. The other car from the opposite came, hit the car, hit the girl. The girl had to be rushed to the hospital. The blood was also not available. The person himself, being the same blood group, donated the blood. They will also write they donated the organs also. I don't understand. I don't understand. Why do you have to do it? Just write what is being shown. People are
Right.
walking the road. It's a pleasant day. Say some person, old person was there. He was going to medical. His phone fell down. He can just write a very simple story. You daily
Mm-hmm.
come through. Today I went to railway station counter. A person came. He didn't know how to cancel a ticket.
Right.
I just helped him. If your railway station crowd is shown, people will write भगदड़ मच गई, रेलवे स्टेशन
Mm-hmm.
में बम फट गया, आग लग गई. Not required. You just write some person came, is uneducated person from a village, not knowing to cancel ticket. Just help him fill the form, help him get the money back. That's all. It's also a good help. You are a good human. That's all. This is how your TAT should run through all the 12 pictures. And in my suggestion, due to the time pressure there, you can prepare your 12th picture and go.
Right.
Based on any logical picture you see, just don't write any random story. See any picture that you have practiced, get any material, purchase any book, you have some picture, take the picture, write a logical story, and then go. that works fine.
Right. So basically prepare, but not a something absurd thing which is not even happening in the real world, right?
Exactly. Yes. Yes.
Yeah. And as you have rightly said, it is like my also like sincere appeal to everybody. Please don't assume something which is not happening and which is very negative. है ना, हम लोगों को दिखता नहीं है कुछ भी, हम लोग पानी भी नहीं दिख रहा, फ्लड बना देंगे, रेस्क्यू ऑपरेशन चल रहा है. नो
Exactly.
नीड, राइट. अगर
Mhm.
नहीं दिखाया गया तो जबरदस्ती कुछ भी नेगेटिव परसीव मत करो. इट विल शो योर माइंड इज थिंकिंग नेगेटिव ओनली, नो?
Exactly.
Right. Yeah, you have covered it really nicely. Thank you so much. And
And one
now,
more thing, one
yeah,
small thing is there. People tend to push the negative and then tell that they got screened out. Even my idea is, even if slight negative is shown,
yeah,
you can turn it off.
hmm,
Rather than amplifying it, try to turn it
yeah,
off. Rather neutral picture को dangerous बना रहे हो, even if a middle
hmm,
picture is given, try to put it down to the neutral zone.
right.
So that should be their approach idea.
Yeah, so basically your end result should be positive, whatever.
Yeah, or at least
Right?
neutral
Yeah,
of
neutral.
what is being shown in the picture.
Definitely. Okay, what, see, that we do practice generally. If an aspirant is going, उन्हें पता है यार PPDT में भी story लिखनी है, TAT में भी लिखनी है, लिख लेंगे. And they will take this SRT and VAT so much lightly that I don't think many of them are even practicing it. So what do you think that they should spend time on it? And if yes, and then in what manner?
Okay, you have pretty much told what is real, because till number 6 attempt I was doing the same what you told. No
Yeah.
weightage to WAT SRT. Prime reason why you keep failing. I, after this sixth attempt failure, I used to
Mm-hmm.
practice daily 10-10. That's all. 10 WAT, 10 SRT. I see the questions from the material, just write a response. Try to match it logically.
Right.
That is what is more important. And in WAT, you cannot write absurd sentences or any random. Just ऐसे कि for sake of बनाने के लिए बना दिया. If you have to tell in Hindi precisely, बेकारी टाल दिया.
Okay.
Okay. For WAT, that is what people do.
Hmm.
That is not going to work. Even in WAT, you have to show some quality. In
Right.
my WAT, after the bad impression of the team previously, team
Mm-hmm.
was revolving around in my head. So out of 56 odd watts, I left 4 because
Okay.
I didn't understand the words.
Mm-hmm.
It was so fast that it went off. So out of 56 WATs, close to 30 were based on teams.
Okay.
And because I had been into teaching and coaching, close to 14 were based on coach,
Right.
coach or tutor, something like this.
Mm-hmm.
And only rest of the other sentences were some quality types or slightly suggestive. It is not that you cannot, there is no watertight compartmenting that you cannot suggest. Just do it in a way that is suggestive for all, even for you.
Right. Right.
It's a third person suggestive, not first or second person. That is quite helpful, because not
Mm-mm.
every sentence could be brought in a qualitical manner. 40 sentences are good.
Okay.
40 sentences should do anywhere. To all other people who got recommended, 40 quality sentences should do. And about SRT, I can give you a very easy example which has been engraved in my mind. You are walking in the jungle. It is getting dark, and you see a tiger half a kilometer away.
Right.
You. Now you can just come
Yeah.
up with any answer. No, I will just go ahead.
Okay. You want me to answer?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. See, I am in a jungle. No, it is his place. So I will to stand quietly somewhere, let him pass, and then we'll go.
That's all. This is what the absolute correct response is. I have come across responses. This is logical response.
Yeah.
The SRT is not telling you the tiger is coming towards you. It didn't tell you the tiger is hungry. And
Definitely.
tigers and lions attack only when they're hungry.
Yeah.
Otherwise, they let you pass, even if you're a human. Even if it's a deer cub, they let them pass.
Right.
So tiger is not hungry, tiger is not attacking you, it is not even seeing you. People will write, I will climb a tree, I will attack it with a stick, I have a jungle knife. Beta, wo sher hai. I don't understand what you're thinking in your head.
And that too, you are in his place. No, you are in jungle.
Exactly.
If he is in a city, then you are taking action. It's absolutely right. You try to do something.
Exactly.
But yeah,
What is he is in his camouflage, he can hide and attack you, his speed will be very high.
yeah,
I don't know what people think. I've got these responses. That's why I'm telling you. People say I will attack him. I will attack. One person said I will throw stones at him. A sir
right.
commented, "बेटा तुम पिल्ले का बच्चा नहीं मार रहे हो, वो शेर है." So I remember that's why this SRT is in my head.
Hmm.
So these type of logical responses has to be put up in SRT.
Right,
Please don't assume. Same like TAT. Please don't assume. What is being
hmm.
given? You are going through a jungle. Your cycle tire got punctured. There is nothing really you can do. Either carry the cycle on your back, or just drive with the flat tire, or keep the
Right.
cycle somewhere safe and then walk fastly. This is the best you can do. I am having, since I'm a very big cyclist, I'm having puncture kit. I will give them. That's not. They
Not
didn't tell you that you
happening.
are having a puncture kit. They didn't tell you you are
Right,
a cyclist. These extra assumptions lead to failure in the SRT for
right.
99% of the aspirants. If they stop doing it, even the SSB crack material, the
Hmm.
responses have been two responses have been given,
Yeah,
and they show you just what bare minimum was asked and what bare minimum has to be done.
right.
I have seen people use the same answer and improvise it. ये भी कर देता, ये भी कर देता. You have given A and B response. I have
Right.
seen people combining the responses.
So those are
People
two
who
different
practice with me,
responses, no, from two different perspectives.
yes, two simple responses have been given to
Yeah.
give an idea.
Hmm.
Two logical responses have been given. But what people do, acha, if I combine it, I will look over smart. They combine both the responses. People practicing with me, sitting near me, I have seen. So kindly don't
Right.
do that. So SRT is that. SD, I suggest everyone can just write and go. Please don't
Hmm.
go there blank, because you have the hangover of WAT, SRT, and VAT.
Right.
The words don't come up.
Hmm.
The exact words don't come up. So it is better you think it like a school exam. Think like a 10-mark question. Read, write, go write it. What best suits you. If you're not knowing yourself, just hire a mentor, get an idea from him that, sir, how am I doing? Then write it off.
Hmm. Right. Because when you know you have a leaked paper in your hand and you are not utilizing, then you are a fool. Nobody else is. Right.
Exactly.
Yeah. Again, you have covered this also very beautifully, I must say. So we'll move on to the PI part, okay? That personal interview. See,
Okay.
many people are afraid of PI somewhere or the other. कुछ ना कुछ मन में लगता है यार ऐसा कुछ पूछ लिया और मुझे नहीं आता होगा तो how will be tackling it. Except from that, you being a hardcore repeater, okay, he got a chance to like hit you multiple times with that thing as well. Ki, why are you coming again and go for something else as well? He can say you anything and everything just to check you under pressure. So being a hardcore repeater, what was the type of questions you were targeted with and how did you tackle them?
The last interview experience, I would say that it was not mechanical. I was interviewed by the deputy president and he's a group captain. So things went very off track. I didn't hear anything that we hear usually in the interview. He closed
Okay,
the CIQ and he was interviewing me like just like that.
okay,
So, and because I've been also to Mysore itself two times before,
2 times, yeah.
yeah, two times before. So he interviewed me more on my emotional quotient.
Okay,
So this interview will not generally help everybody. If I have to
right,
tell it in common, most people will not get this type of interview. Most people get
okay.
CIQ type of interviews only.
Mm-hmm.
But this interview was more of what type of person you actually are. And after you tell what type of persons you are, there is a justification being asked in terms of
Okay,
situation, in terms of real life situation. And
right,
suppose you have faked what type of person you are. then in real time situation, you're definitely going to get stuck.
Right.
And the IO also, being a very old person, almost he'll be having service of the aspirant's age.
Right. Definitely.
He'll be having the service time of the aspirant's age. By just seeing your face, he'll tell whether you're telling a truth or lie.
Right.
So it is virtually impossible that you can fake him.
Mm-hmm.
But yes, you can outsmart him. I told few things, little exaggerated, but I was able to outsmart at least with my expression.
Okay.
You really cannot catch, because I've been also handling people, being in a social circle for a very long time, 5 years of my preparation, me giving attempts and me preparing for exams, other guiding other people preparing for exams, and they also clearing their set of exams
Right.
through different strategies. So somehow either you should be able to project it in a perfect manner, that yes,
Mm-hmm.
this is this in an A plus B formula, or you just
Right.
genuinely say what is being asked and up to what level you can satisfy that question.
Hmm.
If you don't know, you can just say don't know, you're just referring, or you can just tell your broken answer based on the information obtained from the internet. He asked me, actually we are not getting much idea of what is exactly in the defense forces, how many branches, or what things are there inside. Through
Right.
whatever internet we search, we are not getting it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
he
Yeah.
asked me, tell me more about defense. You are from civilian background. I said, sir, I tried to search multiple times through my multiple attempts, and this question has been asked to many times also. But this time I have prepared something by seeing the net, and whatever available information I have, I will give you. And he was
Right.
satisfied with my response, with whatever response I gave. And he also told me few things. So that he
Great.
told me these things are not available, these things are also there. So kindly you note it in your mind. I said, yes, sir, thank you. So these type of things are there. Or generally, if you're getting any new fresher is going,
Mm-hmm.
he can use the CIQ. If SSB crack is having CIQ format, they can just help
Yeah.
him the interview, and definitely it'll be a cakewalk for a fresher.
Okay. Because freshers are generally not that much pressurized, ना? उनको तो बहुत प्यार प्यार से ट्रीट कर लेते फर्स्ट टाइम बोल के.
Okay, I'm not sure if this is everywhere,
Okay.
because many freshers, at least in Mysore,
Okay. Okay.
have very difficult time
In interview.
in interview. They get
Okay.
they recommend a good number of freshers,
Mm-mm.
because the fresher screening ratio is also good.
Okay.
But when the freshers come and talk to me, through their narration, I feel that freshers are also having a hard time in the interview.
Okay. Right. So, what tips you would like to give to the viewers regarding the preparation of interview part?
Interview part. So
Mm-mm.
basically, your academics, whatever I requested in the very beginning of the video, that those are doing their colleges, whatever stream they're doing, please do it sincerely. So that should be one part. Keep your basics with respect to defenses nicely polished, not very deep. You need not say India strategic plans and all. Just brush your basics with respect to defenses. Have some general knowledge awareness. Most important part is the fourth part. Have self awareness. That's all. That is what interview all about. When
Right,
he
right.
starts getting inside you, he starts to question you, and you start questioning yourself in the interview room itself. And that is where the problem begins. Two minds start running parallelly, different answers and different expressions starts coming out, and he knows you're not the one.
Right. Basically, when there is lack of clarity, there is where the problem arises, right?
Lack of clarity with respect to self.
Self. Yeah. Right. Because many people don't even know what they have done and why they have done something in their life. Even I am interacting with people. They don't know what they did in their life. क्यों किया, break क्यों लिया था, क्यों लिया. They don't know. So those things are very much like required for a candidate to know about at least your life. That assessor won't be asking about his life to you. He's asking about you only, and then also you're not able to give the problem hai.
He will
Right.
ask, if you're earning money, why are you earning money? If you're
Yeah.
not earning money, why haven't you earned money? If you're dependent, why are you dependent? So you should have reasons. You should have awareness of yourself. If you have scored low marks, why have you scored low marks? Done excellently. How have you
Hmm.
done excellently? That is, it's all about what I have done, what you have done till now.
Right. And the
Yeah,
reasoning behind it.
precisely.
Right. So now we'll move to the very important part of the entire SSB, that is the group task. Right. Ultimately, individually हमने perform कर लिया, अच्छा किया, बुरा किया, जैसा भी. But when it comes to group, it is like an another pressure. हमें पता भी नहीं चल रहा on what grounds we are sometimes being judged. है ना? We are into the performance, but they are checking our dynamics as well. So how was your group task? Which one is the favorite for you? Which you think you would have improved a little more? And what will be again the suggestions for the upcoming candidates for the GT?
Okay, so basically my favorite is individual obstacle. I have no idea how much it matters because every time I go, it is like challenging yourself.
Right.
So that is the most exciting part for me, individual obstacle. And this time I managed to do 9 obstacles,
Okay.
which was highest in all the AFSBs I have gone. Hearing from other candidates as well, even in the batches who get recommended, no one
Mm-mm.
crosses 7 or 8 maximum, but I was able to
Oh,
complete 9 because Air Force
okay.
obstacles, when compared to Army, are very difficult.
Right. But
Army you
again,
can
it
easily do.
depends upon board to board. I have heard some people doing 15, 16 also in AFSBs.
Which AFSB in Mysore?
Dehradun, Dehradun.
Mysore it is not
Right.
possible.
Yeah.
Okay. So and with respect to other group tasks, see group I even told you the single point before. You have to listen to your teammate. You
Hmm.
have to suggest your teammate. That's all. That is all group task is all about. In the ground,
Right.
in the ground. So with respect to group task, all the group task, first the core of the group task. The core of the group task is not solving the problem.
Mm-hmm.
As Madam told, you heard she told the word group dynamics.
Right.
Only that is being the 15 OLQs through group dynamics is being seen. So never mistake yourself for giving more number of solutions and getting on top of the table. No, that is not happening. You have to do. You have to show your quality with respect to. See, if you're accepting suggestion, that means you're a team player. If you're giving a suggestion and people accept it, that shows you're a leader. So you're speaking well. That shows you're confident. You're speaking very short, but people are able to understand. That means your language. You have a good command over language. People are able to understand you. You are able to some tension is going on, you're able to calm everybody. So these type of small things are there with GTO notes, and you need not worry about anything. Just display the quality alone. Don't worry about whether the balli or fatta has been put in the right place. That really doesn't
Right.
matter. The team which crosses one PGT also, people get recommended from there. I have been in team which completes the PGT and gets washed out. Really doesn't matter. And with respect to that academic parts in GTO, that carries
Yeah.
more weightage. So
Okay.
in group discussion, so I was told by an ex-assessor that the academic parts carries more weightage than the ground part. So we have to focus more on academic part. Your knowledge base is very, very important. And in that knowledge base, your group dynamics automatically comes out. Very suggestively, if I have to give a plus B formula, in your both the group discussions and in GP, you have to speak 3 times or 4 times maximum. You get a 15 minutes and you have to speak only 4 times. And 4 times, it is not like somebody saying, we got economy topic, which contributes more. It was a very simple topic. The team,
Right.
one more was difficult topic. I was okay with both, but the team said that we'll go with the easy one.
Hmm.
I also agreed that yes, we'll go with the easy one. It was which sector contributes more to the Indian GDP, agriculture, manufacturing, or service sectors.
Right.
So when one person is telling yes, agriculture contributes more to the sector, and he gives you some data,
Mm-hmm.
then you should not immediately counter and say yes, manufacturing also gives more, and then you remain silent 5 seconds. You're just looking at everyone's face like this. No,
Right.
you have to give something substantial. He spoke for 120 seconds. You speak for 125 seconds. Yes, manufacturing is an important sector. It employs 1.2 crore people. Small industries are spread across India, and cottage industries contribute significant amount of GDP. And exports matter to almost 30% by volume and 15% by value to manufacturing our sector. You can the processing for both the connect for producing sector and service sector is the manufacturing sector. Like this, you have to give 4 or 5 points, which goes on for 20 to 25 seconds, and you have to speak only 4 times or 3 times. So 3 into 25 seconds is only like 1 minute or one and a
Right.
half minute. In 15 minutes, even if 10 members are there, everyone will get 1 minute, and that is all you need. 25 into 3. This is the thumb rule for both GDs and GPE.
Right.
We definitely don't speak more than this. Just keep listening and keep supporting others. If chest number 8 is telling some good point, say yes, 8, you added one more point to my point, and I will give just one more data. Speak for 5-6 seconds and then stop. If you have spoken for
Right.
3 into 25, just support, cheer everyone. And one important thing, don't try to help anyone.
Yeah.
Don't become heroes. No, people become hero. Everyone please become silent. Chest number 2 has not spoken, let's allow chest number 2 to speak. Not required. If chest number has 2 for come for selection, if he wants
Right.
to get selected, he will speak. Why are you bothered? You just do
Yeah.
your work.
And even it can happen, he don't have anything to say, but now you have
Exactly.
pinpointed him and he is now stuck that what to
Stuck.
do.
Now the
Yeah.
team is getting down because of
Right.
your wrong decision. The team is going down.
Yeah.
That goes against you, not for you.
Hmm. Exactly.
So this is one point to be remembered in the GD points. And in GP, try to give the best possible solution, not any heroic solutions, and
Hmm.
keep note of the time.
Right.
That's all about GP. And even in speaking in GP, try to speak at least 2 times. That's all. Nothing more than
Okay.
that. Don't overdo anything in the GTO part.
Right. Okay. So now I'll talk about lecturate. Okay. People are preparing from lecture for lecturate, I guess, from the day they start preparing for their SSB. सबको पता है कि lecturate आएगा, 4 टॉपिक मिलेंगे, पता नहीं क्या मिलेगा, we cannot talk without preparation. Then also they prepare in such a manner they don't know how to choose a topic. And वहीं पे गेम खत्म हो जाता है when they choose a wrong topic. So what was your approach for lecturate in choosing the topics particularly? Because once you are learned it, no, you know about all the 4 topics, but best आप किस पे बोलोगे वो choose करना is very difficult. तो फिर how was the approach for you?
Okay, very simple. You can just follow some logical steps to choose what best could be presented in those 2.5 minutes.
Right.
Just think key in which you have a primary, secondary, and tertiary knowledge. If you could speak an introduction, give a fact, give a data. So primary, secondary, tertiary. If you go in this manner, if agriculture you have, education you have, a book you read that you have, my favorite holiday, something like this, you have 4 topics. You choose any one. If you have read a book, very good book, go with the introduction, the core theme, some incident, and then say what you like about the book. Speak slowly, speak neatly, with the same speed with we are speaking now. This is enough. No need to just running race, no sprint race. Just present nicely, slowly. If you do into these 4 parts, 40 seconds, your 2 minutes 40 seconds will end up. Just sum up in the last 30 seconds. Say thank you, go and sit. No need to worry about. People get nervous. 3 मिनट में इतना ज्यादा बोल दूं ना कि अभी उसको लगे कि मैं encyclopedia हूँ. It's like the Rajpal meme. मैं expert हूँ, मुझे सब आता है.
Right.
Definitely not. Just classify it. He's just seeing how you are able to organize on this 2 minutes 50 seconds, 2 minutes 30-40 seconds, how you're able to organize yourself. The thought, the limited number of choice, you're able to pick a good choice. Yes. You're aware of the choice. Yes. You're aware of the points. Yes. You're organizing the points. Yes. You're able to deliver the points. Yes. All the boxes are ticked.
Right.
This is what the GTO is precisely seeing in you. You don't have to do anything extra.
Okay, again, very well covered. Okay, now I'll talk about the final and the D day, that is your conference. No, nobody knows how long the conference is going to be. Then also they are so much tense.
Just lost your audio. Hello? Yeah.
Okay, yeah. I'm asking about the conference. So nobody knows how long it is going to be, but still, due to that wait time since morning, it becomes very spectacular. Like what will happen? Kya hoga? Kaise hoga? We are just waiting in that waiting room since 2, 3, 4 hours. I don't know how much. So how was that for you? And then again, how was the conference?
Okay. For my previous attempts, I had some conferences which I had to wait long. But the
Okay,
last time which I got recommended, my interview was in the morning, 8 o'clock.
okay, okay. The same
I
day.
finished the same day. I finished my
Hmm.
interview and I had no time to pack. I just had to rush back to the room, take my luggage, and immediately report to the conference. But before my conference, I had to wait
Right.
solid 25 minutes. Before my number was called out, I have to wait solid 25 minutes. And there were a
Okay.
good number of questions asked to me with respect to migration. How do I see migration? What is the childish thing I have done in my life? I was not able to properly answer that. I got nervous in the conference. And what differently you did this time? Name any two books that you read. I had some extra conference, not that usually, yes, you ate, you stayed nicely, okay, go. This time it was some extra, more questions were asked. Most childish thing and this books you read. What change? What is that extra special this time that you have done?
Right.
So these five questions is very solidly I remember, and it was the same president all three times. So it has been 1.5 years I've been going to Mysore.
Okay.
Air Commodore Saravanan is there, and he's been still here. So it was slightly more deja vu types that I'm seeing him, I'm remembering him. He was also asking as a
Mhm.
conference, but waiting in the conference is a difficult part. Actually, difficult part. I always suggest that please don't talk anything. Just stay silent. If you have any books or magazines there, you read it. Otherwise, just stay silent. Save your energy. That's my suggestion to everyone who's going to the conference.
Right. Now I'll talk about the medicals. Okay. Unlike SSBs, you will get time for your medicals in AFSBs, right?
Yeah,
Generally.
yeah,
So, okay, there are two boards for, I guess, AFSB medicals, one in Delhi and one in Bangalore.
yeah.
So, where were you sent? How was your mindset
Nice.
during that time? What all things you got checked before? And what are your suggestions for those who have got recommended but they're waiting for the medicals?
Okay. So
Mm-mm.
medicals anywhere, it's cut and right. You have anything, any drug habits or any particularly smoking habits, you're definitely going to get caught. If you're a chain smoker, your chest PA X-ray will clearly show that you have defective lungs. So any
Right.
people who think smoking is cool or you have some big whatever they call, please don't do that.
Hmm.
If you're doing it, go start taking medication so that your chest PA X-ray appears normal. And don't think they're taking normal X-ray; they're taking digital X-ray. So even if it's a slightest part, you will get caught. So that's about chest X-ray and other things. Mostly, many other things in medical are not in our control. Please don't do physical injuries, over gymming, because there are people who got back hernia and L5 compression in the spine due to over gymming. So don't do that. Don't think अरे यार लड़की आ गई है अब तो ज़्यादा weight उठाना पड़ेगा ऐसे. Don't do that. Your goal is very different. Please don't.
Right.
I've seen people doing this in gym. So don't over don't over gym and don't do over athletics. At least before your medicals, 3 4 months avoid doing over athletics. You get a very bad ECG and BP. Going there, your ECG starts running abnormal, up down, up down, up down. The meter starts running. And if you then these are these precautions that you have to take before medicals. Don't report on the same day morning or travel very harassingly if you are coming from far. No matter you have spent a lot in your life, spend 1,000, 2,000 extra, come one day before, take room, relax nicely, and then report for medicals. People get harassed for medicals, their bile gets increased.
Right.
So when they do blood test, it creates a problem. These things are there. These small, small things are there. You just take care. Eat all plain food. If you're overweight candidate who have reduced and come, there are people with me in the medicals. Monday medical started 4 July. They started eating only on 5 night.
Okay.
Food, the person was asking, kitne log hain? Khana waste ho raha hai, sir. They came and asked us. We told 20. Then we told them, bhaiya, wo weight dekhna tha na, so we were waiting. And when the Wednesday came and chola puri was given, 15 puris some people ate. Big puris, 15
Right.
puris people ate. After that, dessert and then kheer, a lot of things. Once the weight thing were over.
Oh,
So if overweight person you are reducing in coming, take precaution. Eat only light. Go with water or energy drinks alone. Just manage it off. Avoid alcohol because blood test detects it. Blood and urine both tests will be there. You will get detected. So people are like Bangalore. We are going to Bangalore only. तो अब कोरमंगला party करके ही वापस जाना है. No, don't do that. Avoid physical injuries. And that's all. This is about medicals, and you get checked off almost everything. If you're ground duty, your medicals is slightly lenient. If you're
Right.
for flying, your medical is slightly strict. So if people going for flying, take extra precaution with respect to your bones, hands, legs, and everything. Other ground duties, just avoid bad habits, avoid physical injuries.
Right. So basically, keeping yourself fit is in your hands only.
Yeah,
Don't play with it, right?
exactly.
Yeah. Okay. Now, as you have been into SSBs also and AFSBs also, can you tell me what type of major difference you find in both of them, and which one was best for you?
Okay, so AFSBs are more challenging with respect to group task,
Right.
and SSBs are more challenging with respect to keep up of timings.
Okay.
Their army people are more strict with the timings, but Air Force is concerned more of their task, no matter what time. But their tasks are slightly difficult, and their way of assessing is also slightly more difficult than Army, I feel.
Okay.
Air Force is 6 to 7% more challenging than Army, if I have to rate it.
Right. Okay. So now, as you've already talked about your group and its importance, I would like to ask about your physical regime and those hobbies on which you emphasized more during your practice sessions or your preparation time, which helped you somewhere or the other in your SSB or in your recommendation.
Okay, first, maintaining your weight. Whatever your height is there, you have this joining instruction for AFSB. AFA का joining instruction आता है. उसमें they give you a weight. If you try to manage around that bracket, all the tasks in the ground will be very easy.
Right.
So me being managing in the idle weight bracket, despite being slightly taller, I was able to help my team in the snake race very nicely. Me being lighter, I was able to almost fly the obstacles in the end. I was able to
Okay.
push everyone through the big walls, the big ropes, and the bigger guys could easily lift me up. When I come running and just fly off a little, they'll easily lift me off. So in that way, you are an asset to a team, not a liability.
Right. Definitely.
This is one thing. And with respect to my personal fitness regime, I wake up in 5:30, play badminton for 3 hours.
So 3 hours continuously daily.
Daily, yeah. If you count in kilometers, it runs around 5 kilometers in the court itself. We play around 15 matches. Rest in between, like if someone else has to play, or just a break, a drinks break.
Right. Yeah.
That's all. So we start by 5:50, ended by 8:45. And some other fitness regime include we go for gym sometimes. Now that I have a membership here, we don't do it. We do home workout together. We have a group of 3 friends who do home workout together, and it is more of push-up challenges and plank challenges, timing-based challenges, which strength trains your body. We just take running. If we are in no mood for anything else, we just take running. This is about fitness regime. But more importantly, no matter what time you're sleeping, try to get up in the morning. That's all. If I'm sleeping at 10, then I'll get up at 5:30. No. Even if you're sleeping at 1, get up at 5:30, do all your works. Grab a rest in between the day. Whatever
Right.
time you're getting, just grab a rest. But otherwise, your cycle should be very uniform. That will help you do better in the individual obstacle as well as other obstacles, because when in obstacles, AFSB obstacles are very high obstacles. From the
Right.
ground, they're generally 4 to 5 feet high. People start getting scared when they climb on the plank.
Hmm.
The heavier people, hey, hado, they start trembling. It's clearly visible to the GTO. You will not have the confidence. When you're not fit, you will not have the confidence to climb the plank. And
Right.
more difficult when the bully is kept. Ground, you
Definitely.
don't have a grip. It has a risk of rolling off, but still you have to climb and go. In that way, I was able to check the obstacles.
Right.
I was
That
able to
one
go
person who
fast,
would be going for the very first time.
but I was not doing it every time. I was
Right.
saying, I'll tell, bhai, I'm light. Just let me check it off for you guys. I'll go check. I'll say, yes, everyone can go through. Then sometimes I used to return back,
To
make a
help
different
people.
arrangement from here to take the things back.
Okay. 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 Right.
Because a lighter support from that side could easily help me pass,
Yeah. Yeah.
but not everyone else. So being fit, being slightly on the lighter side,
Yeah. Your voice got missed in between. Can you repeat your last sentence?
slightly on the lighter side, at least till
Mm-mm.
recommendation and medicals is good for all, I would say.
Right. Okay. Very well covered. Now, I'd like to ask, how was SSB crack helpful in your preparation? Like you said, you were studying from the books of SSB crack exams. So, in what way were they helpful, and what suggestions would you like to give to our candidates who will be going to appear for SSBs?
Okay, so candidates, one thing, every aspect has been covered, and in the SSB 20 material, you get almost everything. My friends used that lecturate book to prepare, and it helped them a lot. Some of them who are slightly underconfident were feeling better after reading that interview book. With
Mm-hmm.
respect to my personal experience of using the materials, I have extensively used all the 5 WAT, 5 SRTs, and the 20 OIR material. They have been extremely helpful. Once fine tuning that SRT, as I told in the beginning, that previous 6 attempts I have not covered them, taken them very lightly. But in my last attempt, I used very extensively. Use the logical responses, and you can also improvise the response. It is not that you have to stick to the book response. You can improvise the response. The WAT material is also pretty good. The words which we practice are 50 to 60% repeated in the SSBs. From the crack material, we see 50 to 60% repetition. This time was slightly less in the last attempt. Very new words were given. Actually, the entire set itself, I felt that was changed,
Okay.
because, a lot of repeated materials have started to come up, and
Mm-hmm.
the institutions are able to, some of the materials, the entire set itself was changed. I've never
Okay.
seen any tat, even not even one tat got repeated. VAT, hardly 5 WATs got repeated, and SRTs were okay. I got more SRTs from SSB crack this time. I got 32 SRTs, and I was able to do 52.
Great. Right.
Every time I would complete 60, but I won't get recommended. This time I
Okay.
did qualitatively. So for SRT, quality matters more, not the quantity.
Right. Very
Even the
important
assessor,
point, actually.
will tell you the same thing. So do what's been told.
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
So 50, I did 51. So I think okay, I've pretty much covered all the SRTs. I was satisfied. So this is how the core of the psych and OIR was the confidence building place where SSB crack helped me to bring up the idea of clearing the SSB.
Right. Okay. So I was asking about, as you know, that only 3-4 days are left for you to join the academy. So what preparations you did before joining, and how you enjoyed this period? And as you know that you are going to go for the rigorous training now. So what preparations you did beforehand, and how did you celebrated your success finally?
Actually, the people around me had motivated me in such a manner that it didn't feel like a big moment. The thing was around that time only after clearing medicals, I felt a cock a hoop, because without any difficulty, the medicals got cleared by God's grace. I didn't find any problem, so everything went smooth. So even for the recommendation, I didn't feel that great that I felt for medicals. So medicals is where somewhat I celebrated. I went out with my friends and just enjoyed in Bangalore. After that, with respect to physical attributes, I've been training even before SSB for my physical fitness, so that has been going on. Other things, I enjoyed more of a family time because I had worked so much in last 5 years, both for myself and both for other institutions, that I didn't find time to be at home. So I have spent a lot of time with my family. My sister
Great.
was here, she was pregnant that time, and October month the baby was born, so I got 2 months to spend with the boy also. And with my mother a lot of time. I used to cook like 4 days so that she sit back and enjoys. Take my mommy daddy to drive because for 1 year I won't be driving here, so they are really gonna miss it.
Definitely.
So that's how I pretty much covered last this April to December, and now everything has been spread out in this room. After completing the meeting, I have to pack my bag.
Definitely. All the very best for that, and many congratulations you being like
Thank
having
you,
a
thank
kid
you.
in your home.
Yeah, thank you, ma'am.
Okay, and the final question for today. Actually, you have covered everything so nicely. The final one suggestion you would like to give to those who have been trying so hard, not able to get it and are going to give up. So, जैसे you didn't give up in so many attempts, what would be your suggestion or final tip to them?
Introspect yourself. Definitely, my friend, if you were doing correct, you would have already been in the academy. So please believe me, you're not doing it right. No matter however confident of yourself you are, no, you're not doing it right. Please look into yourself partially. If you're not able to do it, go to a recognized institution, hire a mentor, and just ask him what's going wrong with you. Sometimes you're not able to see your darker side. You will be able to see it because, or your parents might help, because wherever I was going wrong and I was narrating my experiences with my father and mother, they were able to help. They were able to put light on a place where I was not able to see. They used to
Right.
tell me, focus on this part. This, we are feeling that somewhere here you have gone wrong. Just check if this could have been better. So I used to do some research, check if I could have been better here. So something like that you have to do. Introspect yourself, and you're already in a not giving up attitude. So that's great already. Only thing is introspect yourself and do what's being asked. Nothing more, nothing less.
Right. Thank you so much, Bhanu, for covering this entire SSB process in such a beautiful manner that even a fresher will get to know a lot of things from this interview. And again, all the very best for a very beautiful journey ahead. And we want to see you in the uniform very soon. So again, have a great journey ahead.
Thank you, ma'am. Have a good day.
Yes, same to you. So I hope, as I said, this was the most knowledgeable session and a very good insight you have got about SSB, especially for those who are going to appear for their SSB for the very first time. And if you have got to learn something or the other from this session, please try to share this with all of your friends who are going to appear for their SSBs in the upcoming time. And I hope all of you will get recommended very soon. So all the very best, guys. Do your right practices, introspect, improve, and lead your path of success. All the very best and have a great day. Bye bye. Jai Hind.
अगर आप एक डिफेंस एस्पिरेंट हैं और एसएसबी इंटरव्यू, एनडीए, सीडीएस, एफकैट जैसे एग्जाम्स के लिए प्रिपेयर कर रहे हैं तो आप एसएसबी क्रैक एग्जाम्स के कोर्स को चेक करना ना भूलें। आप हमारी लर्निंग एप्लीकेशन को गूगल प्ले स्टोर से भी डाउनलोड कर सकते हैं।